Anyway, the game is on Saturday night, and we've asked if you'd like to nominate a veteran, let me know. So the veteran needs 2 tickets, then we hook that person up. I'd just like to honor some veterans that could go to the game on Saturday night and sit up on the stage and be a part of something really, really cool at the auditorium as the Comets are home this weekend. They've been on the road for a while, and they're back this weekend. Dan is on the line here. Dan, you have somebody you want to nominate this morning?
Yeah, my brother-in-law, John Temple.
Okay. And tell me about his service.
He just retired from the Army, I think 3 years ago.
Got it.
He, I think he did 20-plus years, and he got out on medical because his knees are shot. He's a big guy. He's 6'6", and I think after all those years of rolling around on the ground, his knees are just shot.
Yeah, I can only imagine. All right, how many tickets would he need, do you think?
I don't know. You know what? I don't even know if he can go to the game.
All
it's just one of those things where when I heard you guys announce it, I figured that he'd like to get out and do something.
So, listen, here's what we could do: is you give Stephanie the info, we'll reach out to him, and it'll be a surprise. Compliments of you. We'll give you credit for it. So I think it's kind of cool. And it's Veterans Day, and we don't do enough for veterans, and I just think is really cool. It's put together by Charlie DiGustina. It's a Utica thing, and I just think it's a positive. So
I agree. I heard you guys announce it. I was like, you'd be a perfect candidate.
Beautiful.
He needs to get out because he's just been, he doesn't have a lot of hobbies, and I think if he got out and just had fun even if it was just one Saturday night, he could do a lot for his, I guess his morale.
And let me tell you, sitting there watching the game from the stage is really, really cool. So, all right, I'm going to give you to Stephanie. Cool. Sit tight, Dan. Thanks for the call there. I kind of like it. Oh, did I tell you I have more items that we're look at this thing?
Oh boy, what do you got over there?
Now, your kid might want this truck here. Did you see that truck? Never been used. I just threw the box out, but this thing's never been used. It's like the old
offering. I'll
like
take
the
it.
old truck.
Yeah.
Look at this thing.
I think you should start a business venture, Keeler Auctions.
This is the vehicle when you're going down the throughway, and the cars, the big truck splashes water all over your car, and you can't see. You almost die.
It's got a bunch of cars on the back. I always love driving behive those things.
How about
waiting for one of the cars to come off?
Somebody want this one? This is the G.I. Joe. Again, these things have to have some value. It's USS Saratoga. USS Saratoga. It's an aircraft carrier.
Wow.
Look at it.
I can't believe you're not having a yard sale. You just don't have time.
Have you ever had a yard sale?
Didn't you have a yard sale?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Allie gave everything away.
I didn't know all this stuff was in the attic. I had no idea.
Oh, my gosh.
Have you ever had a yard sale? Let me tell you, you would.
What's the most popular item?
I got a break here. The most popular? I'm working on it. So, all right. Listen, I want to check in with Tanya J. Powers. And the question has been this morning, that the immigration website shut down. Canadian immigration website was shut down. It crashed the other night because people trying to move out of the country after Donald Trump was elected president. True? Is it really happening? Are people really doing it? Tanya, good morning. What do you think?
Good morning. I don't know how many of y'all are learning the words to "Oh Canada" yet.
Yeah, I know.
But I hope you like hockey, and because I do, because I would love to. I'd love to visit Canada anyway, just for the hockey.
They say it's a nicer song than the Star Spangled Banner. Of course, that Star Spangled Banner is near and dear to my heart, but and musicians will say it's easier to sing. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, it does. I can see it does have some musical points there.
Yeah.
The Citizenship and Immigration website crashed on early Wednesday morning. It was back up yesterday. But I will say that move to Canada was still among the top trending search topics on Google, so it was getting a lot of interest. Now, whether people are actually serious about this or not is an entirely different story. We hear this, every 4 years, especially if there's a really contentious election.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we've heard it with such aggression since the Vietnam, when people were, being drafted and heading off to Canada. This is, you just hear a lot of people talking about it now.
Oh, absolutely. You hear a lot of people talking about it. I've heard people in years past saying, well, if so-and-so gets elected, I'm moving to Canada. And they're still residents of the United States, I might add. But even if you do move to a foreign country to get away from, President Donald Trump, that doesn't mean you're necessarily going to be, free from the ramifications of a Trump administration. For instance, if you move to a NATO ally,
Right.
Because we know how he feels about NATO. That that could affect you. It really could.
And I believe it takes some. If you really, really, truly were into this, it takes time to get accepted. I mean, they have work visas and that sort of thing. But it's just not like you move there and say, "Hey, I'm staying here." I don't think it works that way.
No, I don't think it works that way either. And here's on the flip side of that coin. If you are, if you're that disturbed about this and you feel like you need to do something drastic, there is the suggestion that has been floated by a lot of people. Hillary Clinton herself yesterday, because a lot of these people are supporters of Hillary and they're upset that she didn't win. She even said, "Look, we're still going to fight for the things we hold near and dear. Join us, blah blah blah, that kind of thing." But a friend of mine who is a Canadian citizen, she's born in Canada. She's lived here in the U.S. for a very long time. She was a Hillary fan, and she said, "You know what? Instead of going back to Canada or anything goofy like that, what I'm going to do is be a citizen. I'm going to get my U.S. citizenship so I can vote the next time, so I can be a part of whichever side that I'm on."
Yeah.
That is interesting.
And I think that's constructive, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. At the end of the day, all they have to do is move to New York. I mean, New York will remain liberal. You don't have to worry about that, right?
Come on up, we got room.
Tanya J. Powers, thank you so much for all the coverage that we've gotten out of you guys over this entire election. I really think we've had great discussions and we've looked at things in a very fair way, and we really appreciate it.
Absolutely. I appreciate you saying that, and it was a pleasure to be able to provide y'all with whatever we did. We love that, and we love our affiliates.
And I don't mean to make it sound like it's over, because I don't think it's over. There's much more to talk about. There's a lot more coming. So, Tanya, thank you. Enjoy your day.
Sure, you do.
Tanya J. Powers.
Tanya's our favorite anyway, right?
She is. She absolutely
She's very
is.
flexible. You can joke with her. She's nice. She knows a bunch of stuff.
And I know that I've hammered I've hammered over the year and maybe years Fox News. But the radio division is a news division.
Yes.
When you turn on your cable news network,
yes,
whether it's CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, any of those, you're dealing with, these are pundits. These are people who editorialize for a living. Yes. And it's not news. There's a big, big difference between the news and somebody coming out and giving their opinion on stuff. And I just think that, they've done a really good job in the radio department.